everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Launchpad. I'm Savannah, and today I'm here with Josh Teed. How are you doing today, Josh?
I'm doing pretty great. Can't complain. About yourself?
I've been good. Just left class, so excited to actually do something fun. So just to start out, so I looked at you guys, and I saw that you transitioned from being a basketball player and coach in Vietnam to becoming a DJ. So can you just tell me more about this journey and what inspired you to make this shift?
Yeah, so I think I was just at a point where I didn't really know what I wanted to do with life when I was younger. I mean, basketball was fun, but I was playing like semi-pro league in Vietnam. Like it was kind of
Yeah,
a far cry from making a living out of it. And I had gone home for the summer and I went to my first music festival, and I'd grown up playing music and stuff. And it hadn't really dawned on me to do anything with music as a career because I've just really been hyper fixated on basketball for like the last 4 or 5 years leading up to that. And once I got back home and went to that festival, I saw a couple people. I saw first act was Govinda, and he's an awesome violinist, and the way he works it into his set was really cool to see. And then I saw the Emancipator ensemble after that with Ilya Goldberg, their violinist too.
that's cool.
And yeah, seeing those two really inspired me to try and pick it back up again and see what could be done there.
So you did some violin when you were younger. Did you take that as like an orchestra or something?
So my mom was a violin teacher growing up, and then I took orchestra and jazz band and a bunch of private lessons and stuff too.
That's really cool. So
Mhm.
obviously you're well known for using multiple instruments and defying the genre standards. Could you just talk a little bit more about what motivated you to incorporate this into your music and how you've developed your sound?
Yeah, so I think I just wanted to have it be something a little different, you know?
Hmm.
It's a really saturated uh like genre of music. It's really accessible, which is amazing. It's like anybody with a laptop at home can pick it up and start producing music. But that also leads to it being a very saturated music genre. There's, I don't know what the exact numbers were on Spotify, but there's like 5,000, 10,000, 50,000 songs released a day, some
Hmm.
crazy number. And I would wager that a lot of them are electronic of some sort. So something to help cut through all the mud and all the noise is really good. And also is just kind of true to myself. I grew up playing it, and playing violin comes as easy to me as something like speaking English does. So being able to incorporate that into the music just made sense.
That's cool. Yeah, I got to see one of your sets. I just like watched a bunch of videos on it, and it was really cool to see you like moving back and forth between the violin and your board. So could you elaborate more on like your process before a show and like what kind of prep goes into using multiple instruments, like how you plan it out and everything?
hmm Yeah, so the tour that I'm doing for Taking It All In right now that runs March through June, it's been a lot more extensive prep wise, mostly for the part that comes on piano. Because I can hold down a decent jam on piano, but I'm like nowhere near as proficient with it as I am with violin. So I have to really put in hours and practice on that to make sure I get like if we're thinking of Guitar Hero, I got to be hitting at least like a 98%
Yeah.
on that. So it takes some practice. Violin, I can just wing it. That's not usually a problem. I don't have to think out parts for that too far ahead of time. But with the tour for right now, a lot of the set is going to be the same at the majority of the stops, just for the sake of getting it perfect and getting it right with the parts that I'm playing. So it's been really extensive prep wise. I've probably been working on this one set for like the last 4 months straight or so.
That's
But
really
typically,
cool.
thanks. Yeah, I've been doing visuals to like time code to it as well, so the visuals line up with every part of the set, and there's been a lot of prep on that end too. But yeah, typically if I'm just like playing a one-off show or like playing a festival or something, it's little to no prep, to be honest, because typically I just bring my violin for those. So I just play whatever I'm feeling like, and in spots that it fits well to jam, I'll definitely do that. It was kind of a feeling out process. So it's like picking the right moments to use it and moments to leave it out is big.
That's really impressive, honestly. Besides like the violin and like, is there any other instruments in the piano? Is there any other instruments that you're thinking about maybe incorporating or trying to branch out a little bit to learn more about?
Yeah, for this tour, I'm using electronic sample pads, like a little electronic drum pad. It's got
Oh, that's
eight little pads to it. So using that's really fun. Kind of adds another layer of dimension to the set. Like normally when I would not be playing anything in the drops, that gives me an opportunity to, keep my hands busy with something at least.
that's
So
cool.
that's fun. Yeah, I used to work didgeridoo into sets too. I love playing the didgeridoo, but it was just really impractical because it only plays one note.
Yeah, that would be a little bit difficult. I could see that.
Yeah, I was gonna say another one that I could see maybe working in one day be mandolin too. It's a really fun instrument.
Ooh, that'd be cool. Yeah, I think your sets are very like there's all kinds of stuff going on, but it's really cool how it all comes in together and creates such a unique sound. So for your upcoming EP coming out on Thursday, I've already listened to it and I'm really excited about it. Can
Right
you
on.
give us some insights to what inspired you and like the creative process behind this EP?
Yeah, so I've been producing mostly bass music for like the 4 or 5 years leading up to this, and I could feel myself not really resonating with it as much for the time that I was working on this project. Like when I sat down to try and write the heavier stuff, it just felt really forced.
Mhm.
So I wasn't really hitting the creative flow that I was typically accustomed to there. And a lot of the music that I've been listening to over the last like 3 or 4 years has been really on like this vibey kind of tip. So it felt like that's what was on my brain and that's what made sense to sit down and write. And I was really feeling it when I did. So I thought making a whole EP of it would be pretty fun. So yeah, that's how this one kind of came about. I mean, a lot of it too is in the thought process that like, I don't know, life passes us by really fast if you're not paying attention. And you gotta like stop to take it all in sometimes, otherwise it just goes right by you.
And so in terms of your EP, how do you envision it resonating with your fans and like what do you hope that they'll take away from it, especially with this like new kind of sound that you're introducing?
Hmm. Yeah, well, there's a, I mean, kind of true to the title, there's a lot of like small little ear candy pieces in the tracks that the more you listen to, the more you're gonna kind of notice poking around in there. And that's also like a kind of a microcosm of the taking it all in things, because each time you go back and listen through, maybe you'll get to really take in some new elements of it. And I don't know, I hope that they take in a message that you don't have to do just one thing because that's what people expect of you or because that's what you've done in the past. It's okay to take new creative avenues in life. So that's kind of what I was going for too. I mean, having done mostly for the most part the same thing for the last few years. Just being okay to switch it up if you're not feeling like doing that anymore, if you want to do something different.
Yeah, it sounds like your career is kind of like evolving, going from the basketball to now the DJness, and now you're changing it, everything. Do you see do you just see your music evolving, like continuing to evolve, just like as you grow as a person going forward? Like, is there any, I don't know, like any steps you're wanting to take or any goals that you have going forward?
Yeah, well, I think it's definitely going to evolve going forward. I mean, if I go back and look at it now, it's probably evolved every release since I started putting out music. And to me, it's more of a thing where I'm always going to sit down and write what I'm feeling, and I'm always going to be feeling different things. So it's going to be different,
Mhm.
depending on the day, really.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to see a constant evolution in that. And I mean, there's always going to be learning curves and stuff too, like taking in new techniques and learning how to make things just sound better and crisper. And that's like an ongoing thing with music. It's one of my favorite parts about it. Like you never run out of things to learn. You can always learn more stuff in music. So it's pretty awesome. So the more you learn, the more your music develops and grows too. I think we'll definitely see that over the years.
Alrighty. And then, so you've got your Taking It All In Live 2024 tour coming up or happening now. And you got a lot of stops in major cities and the Texas Eclipse Festival. Can you tell us more about what the fans can expect from your live shows? I'll be going to one, so I'm excited. And are
Which
there
one are you
any?
in?
I'm going to go to the Atlanta one. It was between Atlanta and Nashville, and I decided Atlanta. I have more time that time, so I'm excited to be able to go and focus on it. But
Nice.
so can you tell me more about what fans can expect from the shows? Like, do you have any special elements or surprises in store for them?
Yeah, I think they can just expect a really put together performance that everything syncs up very tightly with. and it's going to be a lot vibier than things have been in the past. There's still going to be a couple heavy segments in the set, but it's going to be on the whole a lot like more chiller and vibier music.
Mhm.
Yeah, and obviously to see some new instruments incorporated that we haven't done in the past, because I've it's all just been violin for the most part on the road, aside from like the one-off didgeridoo nights, like some random other stuff thrown in there. But it'll definitely be a little more encompassing of the music that can be accessed.
And I saw like with your tour that you're giving back to the communities both locally and globally. Can you tell me more about your partnerships with the organizations Boredom Fighters and One Tree Planted, and what motivated you to get involved with these initiatives?
Man, yeah, I'm really excited about the One Tree Planted one. I've always been concerned with the state of the environment for
Mhm.
sure. I mean, my parents are both political activists when they were younger, and were really vouching for climate friendly initiatives. And that's something that kind of rubbed off on me. I mean, I just think it's should be probably one of our biggest concerns as a society. I mean, we have so many other issues that we're facing, but if there's no planet to face those issues on, it doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, the One Tree Planted thing is awesome because we're going to be giving back a percentage of profits from each show. And with that, we're going to be donating money to plant new trees out there and combat some of the deforestation that we've been facing. And then the boredom fighters thing is going to be pretty fun too, because we're going to be doing classes in the community, whether it be schools or at the venue pre-shows, on just the creative process and how easy it is for people to tap into that and be able to create their own music.
That's super exciting. Um,
Thanks.
I honestly really only have one more question.
Yes.
So lastly, at Moon Landing, we try our best to practice gratitude. So what's something that you're grateful for right now, whether in your personal life or career?
I'm grateful to have the supportive network of people that I do around me. I mean, my manager, Jared, my girlfriend, Vedika, my parents, my family, the agency team at ETP that we're with are all really supportive of my creative vision and what I want to do. And I'm also grateful to just be at the point that I'm at right now. It's not somewhere that I ever thought I would be doing music as a profession. And just to be able to share my music with people and go out on the road and play shows for people and see how my music resonates and impacts folks is really special to me. So I'm thankful for that too.
That's exciting. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. It was a pleasure to learn more about you and your music and the projects you're working on. I am very excited to go to your concert, especially to see the violin blew me away. So I can't even wait to see the rest of the stuff that you're going to have. But this has been the Launchpad hosted by Moon Landing. And again, my name is Savannah and this is Josh T. So thank you for listening.
Thanks, guys.